Welcome to Land a House. I'm Seth. This is a ram pump, a water pump that does not need fuel or electricity to operate, only flowing, falling water. Whenever you install a ram pump, it's important to have a way to get the water from your creek to the pump. And to do that, I usually have a screened intake. Well, I was asked, how do I make those? So today, that's what I'm going to be doing. First of all, I start off with a piece of pipe. Normally I use a 3-inch, but this time I've got a 4-inch piece, and it's about 20 inches long. I'm going to have a cap on one end. The other end is going to have this rubber fern co-fitting, and that's going to go to this. It's a bushing. So I'll have the 4-inch in there, and for this install that I'm about to do, I need to have a 2-inch output. So I've got a threaded 2-inch adapter that will go in that. So this pipe is going to have a whole bunch of holes in it, and then on top of that I've got some window screen, and to hold that screen in place, lastly I've got a bunch of zip ties. So let's go ahead and get to the actual build of this intake. My first step is to take the pipe and put a whole bunch of holes in this. So one thing to consider is that I don't need holes underneath where the cap is going to go. I also don't need holes underneath where this fern co-fitting is going to go. So essentially, somewhere between here and here is where I want these holes to be. I've got a drill bit. Honestly, it doesn't matter what the size is, as long as you can put a whole bunch of holes in here. So, like I said before, my output's going to be 2-inch. So I want to have enough holes that I've got more than that much flow coming into this screen intake. So probably 100 holes. What am I going to be doing here? I just got all those holes put into this pipe. There's over 100 of them. Now I know that in the creek I'm going to be working with, I don't really have to have any holes on the bottom of the pipe because the creek will have enough height above it that I'll always be able to get water in here. So you may have to put some holes further down on the bottom if you need to get water from there as well. So, okay, bunch of holes. Now, just for the fun of it, I did the math. 2-inch circle has a square area of 3.14 pi, and then with all of these, if they were a 1/4 inch, there'd be 20 square inches of surface area. So I think it was 7 times the amount of water can go in than can go out. So we should be good. In other words, have enough holes that there's plenty of water to go through the pipe you're looking to push it through. All right, so I don't have to glue this, but you can if you want to. I'm just going to put this cap on here and press it in. That should be sufficient. The other side, I'm going to take this fern co or rubber fitting, and I'm going to slide this down over here. There we go. I may have to get a screwdriver and loosen that. A little tightening screw on there. Just going to loosen that some so I can get this on this pipe proper. There we go, about halfway. Get that tightened down. Now this is essentially no pressure, so you don't have to make things super tight, but just enough that they're not going to get washed off. So, okay. And then this adapter, the 4-inch to 2-inch, goes on the other side. Okay. Very good. And now, before I put the adapter in here, let's go ahead and put the window screen on. I've been using similar intakes now for several years, 4 or 5 years, and I've had experience with the fiberglass nylon screens and the stainless steel. This one, you're going to get 3, maybe even 4 seasons out of it, depending on how many rocks roll over it. And the plastic kind, 1-2 seasons before it falls apart. So I recommend this stuff if you can. It is more expensive though, so whatever fits your needs there. All right, I just needed this to cover the holes. So let's go from here to about here. All right, we just need enough of this to go all the way around at least once. Sometimes it's nice to have a little extra. See how we did here. Almost, not quite enough. Now that I have the screen cut, I'm going to place this over the holes, and then I'm going to use some zip ties to make sure that this doesn't go anywhere. Just make sure this is nice and tight around here. I didn't have zip ties that were quite long enough, so I'm going to have to double up these. Should not be a problem. One on each end would probably do it, but I also like to go back and put one more in the middle just to make sure that screen stays in place, because a lot of times sand and leaves will try to get stuck in here and it can clog things up. So adding one more in the middle seems to help keep the screen in place. I'm going to cut the excess pieces of zip tie off. That'll help prevent the leaves and stuff from getting stuck on there. Like I said, I've been using this design for several years now, and it seems to work out well. A few things that I like about this design is that when you put this in the creek, let's say the flow of the creek is coming down this way, you set it like this so that any big sticks or debris can pass by and it doesn't get stuck to the intake. That allows the water to still go in the pipe and then head down from this side right here. Also, with the cap not being glued, you could either pull that off to clean debris out or remove the fern co-fitting, which in my opinion is the better option. And that way, if for some reason sand or silt gets clogged up in here, you can still pull this off and clean it out. Now, I'm going with a 2-inch here, but if you're going to be using, say, this little 1/2-inch ram pump, you honestly can get by with a 3-inch pipe and have a 1/2-inch coming out of this. Now, this may let in some air, so it's good to still have either a standpipe or a filter bucket that will be downline or down water from here, and that way air bubbles will still come back out and the pump can then have a air-free water source. Well, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Seth with Land to House, and I will see you in the next video.